Ciao ragazzi, hi everyone, and welcome to our first episode of our podcast series where we would like to explore the challenges, stories, experience of migrants people here in Agrigento, in Sicily. And we have the pleasure of launching this podcast to raise the awareness and foster understanding about the issues of migrants here in our communities. And throughout this podcast, we would like to give a chance to give a platform for people, for migrants people, for their stories to be shared and their voices to be heard, shedding lights on such topics as discrimination, integration, mental health, and social support. And today I would like to introduce you our first guest, Ali. He will share today his personal journey here in Agrigento. Hi Ali, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Victoria, and you?
Yeah, I'm also good.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me more about yourself. Where are you from? How old are you? What did you do in your motherland, in your homeland? And what are you doing now here in Agrigento?
I'm from Sierra Leone. I'm by nationality Sierra Leonean. And I left my country due to certain circumstances, especially political issues, because I was living with my brother who was he was working for one of the opposition government that the previous government. They set him up because he'd been working there for like 15 years. And because of, as you know, politics is something that's so much complicated, especially when it comes to the opposition. They don't take it light. So they look out for all means to throw him out because they need space for their members. So that's how I started facing my challenges.
But it is your older or younger brother?
Yeah, older brother.
Okay.
He's my elder brother, sure. Because he's the one that teamed me up. I don't actually recognize my dad because I lose my dad when I was something like 2 months, according to him, and my mom at the age of 12 or 9 years, something like that. So things like that pop up, and there is nothing to do. They arrested him, and he was in prison for some allegations. They said it was a drug allegations. So I was in university doing my course because I was studying peace and conflict, but things got tough for me, and I decided to drop my course and took the training. So that's what inspired me or led me to leave my country.
Okay, so you basically left your country with your family, who was your brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't left with my brother. I left alone.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
he stayed there?
Yeah,
Okay.
because as for him, I don't know whether he's alive or not. Because I was aware that he was in prison, but it's been a couple of years since we stopped hearing from him, because it's come to a point where they weren't giving a family member access to talk to him or to visit him. So that was how everything happened.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And so now, how old are you, if I may ask?
It's no problem. I'm 19 years old now.
Okay. And when you left the country, since when you live here in Agrigento or in Italy?
For Italy, I've been here for like a year plus. Let me say a year and 9 months or 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me about your journey to Sicily. Did you fly with the plane, or did you have some other challenges on your way here? And why exactly Agrigento?
No, actually I took the road part because there was insufficient fund for my journey, and I struggled on my own to raise some amount to make sure that I depart, because I was also in danger. Because when my brother got arrested, and I later, they arrested me after a couple of weeks, but then my brother was in prison. They said
so they arrested you as well?
Yeah, I was arrested. So I was also locked in a cell for like 3 weeks, wherein they tortured me, and they said I should explain because of the allegation that I know the deals of my brother, because I was the closest person to him. But at that age, I was at that tender age wherein I know my brother's move, but there was nothing illegal that he was doing. I only know him as a worker and also a car dealer. I never knew him for doing a drug or something illegal. So I was tortured. I said I must say that fact, and I didn't say anything because there's nothing real about it. So actually, with the help of his friend, I was fortunately released, and let me say he helped me to escape from prison, and he paid for me from Sierra Leone to Gambia. That's Banjul. So I traveled to Gambia, and one of my cousins was staying there, and I stayed with him. And it was with my cousin that we left Gambia and depart to Senegal. Yeah. From there we come to Mali. From Mali, enter Algeria. From Algeria, spend much time there because there was insufficient fund or money. My cousin brother helped me to go to Libya to make sure that I have an easy access to cross. But it wasn't actually easy for me. It wasn't actually easy because I faced a lot when I was in Libya, as you all know, because you might have come across videos of migrants in the desert. They do torture blacks, or let me say, blacks, because we are the people that face discrimination the most. Yeah, so. But for that particular moment, I can't fake it, you understand? I know that I didn't face that much, but I faced some, you understand? Because I was so fortunate that nothing happened to me. They didn't injure me. But like I spent much time. From there, I couldn't cross. And I later depart to Tunisia, wherein I stayed there for like a year again. So my total time, let me say the total time that I spent out there within the Sahara Desert, it's like 2 years plus.
Okay.
Yeah. So fortunately, I made it up around 2023, and I entered is it they call Lapadosa?
Yeah. The island.
Yeah. And when I entered Lapadosa, it was a difficult moment for me. I mean, a very tough moment because I got ill when I was in Tunisia. Yeah, because of stress and depression. Because I lost my brother there also, the cousin guy. Let me say my cousin brother. I say we Africa, we say brother, but he was my cousin. You understand?
You can use probably.
Yeah. So I lost him there, and he was the only person I was looking up to at the moment. So when he died in Tunisia, life became tough and tougher for me.
So, if I may ask, he died because of diseases what he catched on the way to Tunisia?
Yeah. Because that's what, and I later discovered that he was suffering from, and I don't know which sickness actually he was suffering from, but that's what I discovered.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was through the help of his friend that I got access to cross. But that particular moment that I crossed, and it was easy. It wasn't actually easy because I was seriously sick. I was suffering from stomach pain, and there was also bleeding.
Infection?
No?
Do you think it was infection?
Because I did several tests in Tunisia. I did, let me say, scan, all those stuff, but they said there was nothing happening to me. So like, I even did a urine test, and they said there's nothing. So I was confused. So with the panic in me, I said I don't want this the sickness to get worse. So I was just indulging myself with different kind of drugs, like medicines, taking antibiotic, all those
like
stuff.
Painkillers.
And later, when I entered Italy, they said I've damaged my liver with various drugs. That's what they told me. So even now, as I'm talking to him, taking medication which is let me say a daily medication. They say I should take it till they ask me to stop. So let me say, since I arrived in Italy, I don't think that a day have passed that I've been taking that medicine because I don't take it every day.
Okay. So what I understood so far, that the main reason why you left Tunisia is that your cousin died, and also because you had the problems with your health.
No, that wasn't the reason why I left Tunisia, because initially we left Gambia. My cousin and I left Gambia to come to Europe. Because that is our determination.
Okay.
You understand? Because that was our main aim to come to Europe. So, and I stayed in Tunisia due to trials because I faced a lot. I spent money to cross. We have various type of people. There are some people that can extort money from you, then act like nothing happened. Well, I paid several times. The money I spent in Tunisia, to be honest with you, and because I'm a poor guy. Let me say I'm a poor guy. I'm broke. I can attest to that. I don't have a source of income. So it was my family members that were sending me money after I lost my brother to survive, to pay my rent and all those stuff with the help of my friends, you understand? So I spent over $6,000 when I was in Tunisia before I finally got succeeded. Because it was the money that I was paying to cross to Europe.
Yeah.
That was the money I calculated.
And what was the way how you're supposed to cross?
I used only by boat because that's the only option.
Okay.
Because even though when I was in Africa and I was lied to that it's gonna be train access, that's what I was told. Because in my life I never heard about Tunisia. I was in Africa, yeah. Tunisia is part of Africa, but like in my country, I've never thought of Tunisia, a country existing called Tunisia. So when I came to Algeria, that was the moment I discovered about Tunisia, because my friends started discussing, telling me things about Tunisia, and my brother also discussed that we are going to cross to Tunisia, and he also doesn't have any idea about that. He doesn't have any idea, So he was persuaded by his friends also. That's how we got to Tunisia.
And how much time it took you to go from Tunisia to Lampedusa?
From Tunisia to Lampedusa, let me say it's 26 hours. That's because we faced a lot. Yeah, we faced a lot. Even me, because at that particular time, I was unhealthy. I was seriously sick. Nothing left. I can even show you a picture after this podcast, you understand? I can show you a picture of that. I was seriously sick. Even me, I didn't think that I would make it up to this moment. Because when I look at myself at that particular time, I was like, damn, I'm going to lose my life at this stage. You understand? So, when I landed Lampedusa, no food, nothing. Spent a couple of hours, almost a day, before they serve us food. And that was just a loaf of bread and, I don't know, a cup of milk. So, we managed it. Let me say I managed it together with my guys until the next day again, because they do serve us maybe once, sometimes if we're lucky, twice a day. But like just a loaf of bread or just something small that can sustain you. But you have to manage, it's a must, because you don't have option. You don't have somewhere to buy food. Yeah. You understand? So like when I was in Lampedusa, I guess it was the regime where they said that it's the highest, at the time they got the highest numbers of migrants in Lampedusa. I was in that regime where it was overcrowded, no food stuff, nothing at all.
So you stayed in a refugee camp?
Yeah,
okay.
A refugee camp in Lampedusa. I was sick, but like there was lack of medical attention. I went to the medical personnel. I discussed with them, even to the police. I tried to explain to them I'm sick, because when we arrived, they called us and they asked us one after the other to identify ourselves and if we have any health issue. Yeah, we did, but it seems like it was just a caricature. They were just playing us, because that's how I see it. Because they can ask you if you're sick, and at the end of the day, they have nothing to do for you. Okay. So like I spent time, it was later when the sick got serious, more serious. I was bleeding, I couldn't even walk, like I collapsed. I went in coma for like a couple of hours. So I got aware of my situation when I was in the hospital after a couple of hours. Because I spent like almost 10 days in Lampedusa. Even when I was seriously sick, they didn't attend to me. They were just, even if I go for medical, they would just maybe do a blood test, all those stuff. No medicine at all, nothing. So they will ask me to go back, and I'll go back to my bed space, cry. But there's nobody to look you or to look after you. Because everyone is fighting for his own survival. And I have no brother at that particular moment. There's no close person. Everyone is a stranger, just like the way we met. So nobody cares. You understand? So.
And after the hospital, what happened next?
After the hospital,
you had to go back to Lampedusa, or
no? They didn't take me back to Lampedusa. After the hospital, let me say, in the hospital, there also was another story, because I know what I faced there. I spent like 3 days. It's God that did everything for me, though, because even when they brought me to the hospital, trust me, there was no medication. Nobody attended to me. There was one black guy, I think he's a Senegalese. It was after 3 days. Because the food they were bringing, they restrict me. They say I should not eat it, because they already know the problem I have from eating some of the food they were supplying in the hospital. So absolutely, it means that I wasn't having access to food. Maybe they'll just give me an apple or a water to drink, all those stuff. No food. You understand? So I was there starving, and I started crying. I said, no, let them take me out of this hospital or else. Because there's no need to be in the hospital where there's no treatment. If you don't get any help, any treatment, I'm here to be treated. So if there's no treatment, let them take me back to anywhere they think is comfortable for me. So they didn't listen to me. The police, even there were some people who were laughing at me, all that stuff. But there was one police officer who I consider a good Samaritan. He's an Italian, I guess. So he's the one that came to my aid. Because by then I couldn't speak Italian. I didn't know how to speak a single Italian by then. So I used my phone, let me say his phone. He asked me what was the problem, what's wrong, why am I crying, you know. So I explained to him, and he was able to come to my aid, and he assisted me, talked to the doctor that they should treat me. That was the moment. And I thought that they gave me some drip. They gave me a drip, yeah, and they bring me food to eat. And the next day again, the man came and he talked to them that they should try to take me to a camp wherein I can stay to get myself back. You understand? Because there is no treatment, or if there is no provision for me, let them take me to any camp. So it was that same police officer that helped me to do everything.
But do you think that treatment in the hospital was because they had not capacity, or because of other reasons as discrimination?
Per se, to cut it short, it's a discrimination. Let me say it's just a discrimination because I was black. And if I can think of that like my situation, but then even if it's you or me, I'll be just, because if you don't have mercy, or if you're not a humanitarian person, you can just be looking like at someone like that. You understand? Because of my condition, I was in that kind of condition. I was even scared that they might kill me there, that they might inject me or do something to me that will kill me easily, because my condition was actually worse. Even if I spit, it's blood. Anything I do is blood. And also, it's only God that saved me. And it's all due to discrimination, because I don't think my fellow black will see me in that kind of situation without giving aid to me. Don't think.
And what other kind of discrimination you had to experience, like not only in the hospital but in general here, like since you arrived here? What could you share with us?
Yeah, there are a lot of discrimination we are encountering as black migrants. First of all, let me say this part of the country, because I don't think it's like that everywhere. You understand? Because I have my friends that have traveled to different countries, and maybe that have lived in Roma, Napoli, or other parts of the country. But this part of the country, I won't say they are clowns, but it seems like, because they have a different mentality when it comes to migrants, especially when they see you as a black. They might be thinking like you are just nothing, like you are. They can't even compare you to their dogs. I'm serious. Yeah, because the reason I'm not working at the moment, because I don't tolerate nonsense. I'm a very disciplined person, because I know my rights. I used to say it, if not for circumstances, I have nothing to leave my country to come to Europe. In my whole life, I used to say that I don't think I would travel, because I was so content. You understand? It's just because of the leadership or political issues. But I don't think it's necessary for me to be here if I'm comfortable in my country. But majority of people don't understand this. They think that every black here just feel like flying or coming to their country. No. We're here for certain reasons, certain circumstances. You understand?
Yeah, and what do you think? How could they improve? What should the state do, or people, like in which direction we should move, and how exactly, what should be improved?
Improve about what?
About the social support, about all of this racist situation and discrimination, you know?
One thing I'm happy about is that the people actually don't hurt people. They don't hurt people like per se. Like thinking of other countries like Libya or Tunisia, where they can see you in the street and be stoning at you or chasing you, all those stuff, or be causing harm to you. But here, I don't think. Here is a safe country, and it's 100% safe. I won't lie. Even in my country, I don't think I can be riding bicycle or driving at middle of the night, maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. At a dense area. It will be very dangerous. But here, everything is safe. So it's okay. But the problem is also with some of our black brothers. Because when it comes to races, you have to consider yourself. It's not everything about race. Yeah, I'm a black, but I have to say the fact. Some of our black brothers, the way they present themselves in public is so bad. Because even me, I would not like to sit next to someone who is dirty. If maybe you are out from work or wherever, or maybe you going out, always bear it in mind that you are going out, you might meet 2 or 3 people that you might mingle with. So you should keep yourself clean and be decent. Even if it's one clothes that you have, just make sure you keep it clean. You understand? So the discrimination on buses and other things, let me say on trains, cars, or whatever, it's due to some of those brothers that have, because they have already made those people have the mentality or the sentiment that every black is like this. Because if I sit near you as a white, let me say per se, and I perceive something that is not good, I might think that the other white or another white person might be the same. So if I see someone white again, I will just give space. So that's the problem with some of our black brothers. And when it comes to rentage, let me say, we are encountering a lot of challenges when it comes to a place to stay. You might have the documents, have a job, but you might see house. Let me say they place it for rent. But as a black man, if you go there, trust me, you won't get it. You won't get it. Some people are nice. They might help you get it. But majority, let me say 98% of it Sicilians will not give their house to blacks to rent, for rent. You understand? But in that case also, I would like to say it's the fault of our black brothers, some of our black brothers also. Yeah, because you cannot be staying in someone's place or property, they're not taking care. You understand? Even if it's me, I'll feel like, no, you don't deserve this. You should not think about the money you're paying, but you must take care of the place. Keep it clean. You understand? It's for your safety. It's not for the person that owns the house. So that's the problem. Because I've visited some of my friends here, the place they stayed. I'm saying it out of boldness because I'm a black and I have to say this. Whomsoever that is black that my cities can attest to it. Some blacks don't care. When you give them your place to stay or wherever, they'll just be living like go to work, all those stuff. They don't care. Okay. And that's bad.
Yeah. And all of the challenges what you had to experience, do you think they had an impact, or maybe they still have, on your mental health?
On my mental health, and yeah, one thing that is affecting migrants. Let me put black aside. Let me put race aside. One thing that is affecting migrants in this country is document issues, job facilities,
bureaucracy.
Yeah, because per se, how do you expect someone? Because like for us now, as for me, I don't have a document at the moment. The only document I have is the resident permit, which is the 6 month. I was having like a 6 month resident permit, but due to my carelessness, and because I misplaced it, and later when when they renew it, they gave me 3 months because they said I should be serious next time. I should value it next time, and that one is. It's normal because I blame myself for it, you understand?
So you had to extend it each time it ends?
Yeah.
Okay. It's only for a few months?
Yeah, only for a few months. 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, is that. So after 3 months, I'll go and renew it again. But to renew it again is another
And it affects to find a job?
Very difficult.
Okay.
Because even without resident permit, that 6 months or 4 months that they are given to immigrants, you cannot take it to find a job in every places. There are some places you cannot get a job there.
I mean, I can understand you. It's only for a few months, so how they're supposed to give you a job for 1 year?
And you're not qualified because that one is, they say, there are some certain places you take it. So even if you want to open maybe a bank account, you want to do ID card, I will tell you, that was the moment you realize that the resident permit is invalid. Okay. They will tell you that this one is invalid. It's only valid for like a few months. So they cannot do anything for you. So most of the job, that's the reason why I'm still at home, because there are jobs that I've applied for. Let me say, even the guy that I'm staying with in the same camp, he's working at the moment.
So you still live in the camp?
Yeah, I'm still living in the camp. He has like a 3 years contract. They signed him a 3 years contract. And I missed that job, or I lose that job or that opportunity because of ID card. You understand? Yeah. I talk to my camp people, let them help me to get an ID card. But these people also, these camp owners or camp workers, it seems like they are the major problem when it comes to migrants. It seems like they always like seeing migrants wasting their time. That's I just figure out that that's the main aim of running a camp, to delay migrants so that they cannot achieve what they want to achieve earlier. Yeah. Because to get an ID card, I don't think it's a big process. Some other camps or some other people that are not staying in camps, it would take them maybe less than 6 months. They will acquire an ID card. But for us staying in camp or living in a camp, it's not easy.
Yeah. It's not easy to find a job. It's not easy to find a flat. No. It's not easy to have a plan.
No.
And for us, a person, as a human being, we need to have a plan.
Yeah, we need to have a plan. If you don't have a job, what do you expect?
It's stability for us, and it's also super important for our mental health.
Yeah, it affects our mental health. Yeah. Because sometimes I do sit at home. To be honest with you, the only thing I'm doing right now, maybe if day breaks, I'll switch on my computer, and looking out for instrumental, because I do music. I'm practicing music, you understand? So rap or sing or whatever, just doing it for pleasure, because I have nothing to do. I cannot be sitting at home. In fact, I don't like sleeping. I don't like lying on bed always. I don't want to be that kind of lazy person. In the camp where I'm staying, I was transferred there. Like, I stayed there for almost 9 months. They didn't give me a single dime. They didn't receive money from nobody. You understand? Nobody gave me money. I was there, and I didn't complain, because I believe that I can hustle for myself. I'm that kind of person. I believe in myself. I can do everything to get what I need. You understand? I can't go illegal ways, because that is something. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a drunkard. Those are the things I always pray that God, keep me from, because I don't want to engage myself in short kind of life. Anything that's concerned risk, I'm not interested. But I can do all it takes to make sure I upkeep myself. But job is the biggest deal in this particular part of the country.
And so you were saying that about God. I heard a few times, and also that you really try to keep yourself busy. So I would ask you now, what are your strategies to keep yourself busy? Because sometimes I can imagine that the life could be hard and it's not that easy. And what are your coping strategies, or how you dealing with all of the problems, and how you try to keep yourself in a good mental shape?
And I tried my best. I'm trying my best to make sure that I provide for myself as a man, or as a migrant, because I have nobody to look up to. No matter how close I am, I'm that kind of person. I don't like asking my fellow man to do me a favor, like, hey bro, what's up? Can I have 20 or 30 or no? Because it seems like I have that pride in me. I don't want to let the ego go up. You understand? So I keep it cool. But I do my best by talking to my friends, communicating with my loved ones, my brothers. And sometimes if I have a job, like part-time job, maybe 1 or 2 days, I'll go out and do it. But the problem here, they want everybody to go down to the farm and work. I can't work in a farm. No. My health doesn't call for that. Okay. Yeah. I tell them that my health is my first priority. There's a job that I had. Let me say it's a meat factory. They were about to sign me a contract, but I told them, no, I can't sign a contract, because it was seriously affecting my health system. You understand? I got my eyes, I started feeling my eyes dim, feeling body hot, all those stuff. Within 5 days that I worked there for. So I started feeling sick. I said, no, if I continue with this job, I know I might end up being sick seriously. So I talked to the manager. And the worst of it that people are facing in this particular part of the country, I don't know if that's how every part of the country is time. And it comes to job schedule now. Sicilian, most of the job places, they don't respect time, especially if you're a black man. And that's the reason why, I don't know, if you're smart, you can't work with them. I will not lie. I've dismissed myself, because it's not them that dismissed me. I've dismissed myself from several jobs, from many jobs. Because if you want to overuse me, I'll tell you now. The contract or so thing, the maximum hours that I should work for is 8 hours. Anything exceeding to that, you should pay me, or I go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's your right.
So that's the problem. They always say, hey, like this, I don't have interest. I said, this is your job. You understand?
Yes, and yeah, it's one thing about self-respect, I would say, or maybe basic human rights.
Yeah.
But what about, I don't know, maybe you have some rituals that you do for your mental health? Maybe you write something, or you also said about the music.
Yeah,
music helps you.
Music is my let me say, it's my hobby. Since I was growing up. I see music. Let me say, some music as my hobby, and up till now, I do music. I do come here at the studio. You understand? I do practice. It's not like I have a song at the moment. Though I've written like the 6 song. I have them, but I don't have the perfect studio to do them at the moment because I'm a rapper and I'm a singer also. So like, I'm practicing music seriously, and that's what I want to make my occupation.
Okay.
Though it's not an occupation, a profession, but like I want to make it, and if I have any side job, I'll be doing it. But that's my main career.
Okay, so let's say in the way that it's kind of like your dream or your goal.
Yeah.
Not a goal because dream
Sure.
is too abstract. Okay, so it could be also like one of the coping strategies to have a goal.
Yeah.
At least.
Thank you.
Okay, my next question would be, what about the social life here? Could you meet some locals, like not only with people from your countries or maybe from African countries, but also with locals? How is going the socialization here for you?
Oh yeah, that's I'm talking presently. I have friends here.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of friends.
But they are Italian from.
Oh yeah, I have
Agrigento.
Italian. Like Gattaro is my friend. We do talk. We do communicate. I have a lot of guys who are Italians. You understand? So I have friends from various countries, even some African countries, Mali, Nigeria, all. Let me say, yeah, I do make friends, and we have friends who we do music together, and sometimes we ball out together. Though I don't like clubbing or partying, sometimes I see myself like an introvert, and indeed I mean, you know.
So, as an introvert, you would say there is no problems to make friends.
Nah,
Yeah.
I have friends. No, you can make friends, but you know we have different type of people.
Yeah.
For introverts, you might have friends, but going out with them is the problem. Maybe you meet once in a while. You understand? So like I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm
you have
always
to have
in this-
your
like keeping my
social
myself-
battery full to
Yeah.
meet some people. Yeah, can I understand? And I think we are in the end of our question because actually we were talking about a lot of topics. So I would ask you, what is your message to other migrants? What you would like to tell them? Or maybe there are some other stories what you would like to share with us, what are important for you?
And my message to all migrants out there is, let us just keep the faith as migrants and abstain from anything illegal, because me as an immigrant, I will not pity you, even if you are my brother and you are engaging yourself in a drug deal or something illegal and you got caught. Trust me, I'm not with you. I don't pity any lawbreaker.
But how, like, why you are saying this? Why do you think that it's so easy as an immigrant to get some troubles with illegal stuff?
Yeah, because I do see it. It's not like Italians are not doing it. Citizens of this country are not doing it. They are doing it. They are engaging in drugs or all the stuff. But like, you should have the IQ as a migrant that you're here for a purpose. You understand that this is not your land. Let me say I'm a citizen of Italian. I might engage myself. I might put myself in a trouble, wherein within a couple of months or a year, my people can battle the case. You understand? But for you as an immigrant, you don't have anybody here to fight for you.
Yeah.
Nobody to fight for you. And your families from Africa cannot fight for you. They don't have that kind of income it takes. Even if they have, they don't have the connection.
Yeah.
So therefore, you should always try to disassociate yourself from anything that concerns things that are illegal.
But do you think this hard condition, what we were talking about really hard to find a job and there is no documents, like you cannot be like legal here and in general all of the struggles and challenges, do you think it's what brings people to do illegal things?
Yeah, I understand the situation. Sometimes it forces them to do illegal stuff.
Like
because
maybe they don't have a choice.
if you don't have a choice, like for me, if I don't have a content mind, let me say I can indulge myself in short. But it takes someone with competent to stay away from those stuffs, because that situation don't force you to indulge yourself in a problem where you cannot set yourself free. You understand? Just keep yourself cool and look out for other strategies. And one thing about life, if things are tough for you, try to strategize your plans. When you have 20 euros, if you used to have, and let me say normally you used to use like a 30 euro per day, make sure you minimize it and use 10 euro. Because when you cut your coat according to your size, trust me, life will fit you. You understand? So for every migrant out there, let's just keep the faith and live to our standard. Because there are some migrants also who want to compete. You understand? Like, my friend is driving a big car, but that person might be here for like a couple of years, might be here for like 9 years. You understand? And you are a new migrant. You just entered, let me say, 2 years, and you want to live the same life that that person that have lived here for 9 years is living. It can't work. You need the patience to make sure that you get what you want. Try to work on a document. There are people. It's not like that document is difficult for every migrant, because according to the rules, they said those migrants that came from the affected countries, like the war-affected countries or something like that, they are giving them documents. But for my country, they say it's safe. Yeah, they said it's safe, but like they say it's safe. That's what it says. It's safe, but me, those that are living there know that it's not safe, because they will not put everything on the media. Yeah, that's life.
Yeah, but I would agree with you, but I think there is two levels of responsibility. One level of responsibility, it's individual one, to adapt yourself to the new situation, to be patient with the situation.
Yeah.
Don't rush to get some more money, or to become rich, or to become stable.
Sure.
But there is also the level of responsibility. It's social responsibility, or maybe even state responsibility, political responsibility, to make the condition for migrants better, so they could have access to work, they could have access to good food. I mean, not good, like to normal food. Has access to healthcare. And maybe if the conditional or political level of on the government level would be better, maybe these people would not have to be forced to do some illegal stuff.
And of course, yeah, as you've just said, the people are like me. Let me say, like me, I've faced that, or I'm still facing that, because as any time I go to the hospital, trust me, there's no treatment, except I go there with an Italian. If I go alone, no treatment. So absolutely, they've discouraged me to go there, even if I'm sick. Seriously, you understand? Sometimes that was the time I got sick and in my room, and my friends were like, "I'll call the ambulance." I said, "Please don't call ambulance for me. If anything is about to happen, let it happen here. If I'm about to die, let me die here. But don't call ambulance, because me going there is a waste of time. Those people will not treat me. All they can do to me, just to collect my blood, waste my time. In fact, they will not even give me a comfortable place to sleep. I've slept in that hospital for like I'm a sickler, you understand? I've slept in the hospital for like 10 times without medication. Even my camp people, sometimes they will just send me that, "Hey, if you're sick, just go." I say, don't tell me to go when you know that there's no treatment for me. You people know how the system is working, but you keep acting like nothing is happening. And I do tell them, I said, do you know those people are racist? It's just one guy who is a worker. His name is Antonio. He's a very nice and helpful guy. Yeah, he's also a worker under the camp. He's the one, maybe if I'm seriously sick, if I message him, he will drive me to the hospital and make sure that I get medication. Only with the help of that guy. Apart from it, if I go there by myself, nothing.
Yeah. What would you like to tell us something more, some specific stories what you really would like to share with our audience, and also to other migrants who is going to listen to this tape?
The stories or the advice I would like to say or to give to people out there, I mean other migrants that are planning to come or that are here, it's just that let everybody be focused and let them don't think that Europe is that kind of place wherein you get everything you want, because that's the initiative we have. You know, like when I was in Africa, I had that initiative, and a lot of Africans can attest to that. Trust me, a lot of Africans can attest to that. That when you're in Europe, life is comfortable. When you're in Europe, you get what you want. When you're in Europe, like they don't know that Europe is tough. Yeah. To be honest with you, after we left Africa, we realized that Africa is one of the best continents. To be honest with you, it's just our leaders that are making things difficult for us. If not for that, trust me, it's the most preferable continent to stay.
It's
Yeah.
It's really nice
Yeah.
nice to share.
So and I just would like to say want to say that every immigrant should just be content and make sure that they persevere when it comes to document issues, because it's one of the most frustrating thing in this country. Yeah. Every minute as I'm talking to you now, I can't work. I can't do anything because of document. You understand? So sleeping, eating. Sometimes they come people, they'll bring food. Hey, they call me, hey, Ali. I say, come on, I'm not here to food. I'm not here to collect food. You think the purpose of me coming here is to eat? No, I'm here to make money and go back in my country. Let me say, go back to my country, you understand? I said, I'm here to hustle.
Yeah.
So if you bring food, I'm not the only person in this camp. We are 6 here. If you bring food, don't be calling me always. Or you think that because I'm the one collecting the food, I don't have work to do, I don't have anything to do, so I should be collecting food. Sometimes you do quarrel. They'll beg me, okay, this is the last time. Yeah, because it's not easy at all. Yeah.
But I really hope that our conversation could provide some insights into the reality of migrants people, of migrants' life.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening. I really hope that we can build better community, full of loving, full of support, full of understanding for everyone, regardless where they are from. Thank you.
Welcome.